In today's episode of Getting Geeky with Gamerly, we find out if canines really are kleptomaniacs. Then we'll see what's on Kickstarter. But first, a message about our sponsors. This episode of Getting Geeky with Gamerly is proudly being powered by Torres Games, who are bringing Serpent Master back to Kickstarter the first of next month. Serpent Master is a card-driven abstract board game for 1 to 4 players where a player must keep their serpent on top to win. Plus, they're doing a giveaway with us, or a few of them in fact, over there at thegiveawaygeek.com. Enter today and back their Kickstarter on the 1st of August.
Getting Geeky with Gamer Leaf, the podcast in which one man strives to level up his geekhood and helping you do the same, one battle at a time. Now, let's get geeky with Gamer Leaf.
We're Golden Ginty Games, otherwise known as the Jones family. A couple of years ago, whilst trapped in our caravan on a typically lovely British summer holiday, we invented a silly card game inspired by the ridiculous thieving habits of our family pooch. What started out as an attempt to distract kids from screens has somehow turned into us launching a Kickstarter. So, what's the game all about? In Canine Kleptomaniacs, pooch points are the name of the game, the more the merrier. Pooch points are gained by doing what comes naturally to all canine kleptomaniacs, thieving and hiding underwear, socks, slippers and anything else that takes your fancy. Assuming the role of a doggy character, you'll be trying to make sets of collectibles in your hand, which you will then safely hoard in your hiding places. There'll be snatching and stealing of cards from each other's hands. There'll be ridiculous conversations as you try making trades to get the sets you want. There'll be cries of anguish as you're handed the poo pizza, screams of delight as you pick up the ultimate pour of pilferage. And there'll be the elation of making it into the master's bedroom, where you'll find lots of bonus point goodies. It's a light-hearted, lightweight, sociable filler game suitable for 2 to 5 players, ages 7 to 70 plus, which lasts around 20 minutes. We've extensively playtested 2 prototype sets of the game. We've even taken it to this year's UK Games Expo. We've lined up manufacturing options, and now we need your help to make it a reality. The first 8 backers pledging at top dog reward level will see their own beloved pooch illustrated in a cutesy canine kleptomaniac style, with their doggo's name and thieving habits recorded for posterity. Whether you're a dog person, a cat person or neither, whether you're a big family, a small family or just a bunch of friends, whether you're old or young, we want to share our silly little game with you, and we're sure that you'll love it. So, what are you waiting for? Get your grubby paws on a copy of Canine Kleptomaniacs by supporting our Kickstarter campaign today.
Did that sound familiar to you guys? It didn't to me either, but this is a story of canine kleptomaniacs, and tonight we're lucky enough to have on the creator mastermind of this game. Is that right? Is that how you fall in line with canine kleptomaniacs, Matt?
Yeah, I guess so. But I'd have to also extend that to my son Ollie, my 18-year-old son, who's really helped make this whole thing happen with his kind of crazy artwork and all his videos editing skills and all the stuff that an old duffer like me can't do very well.
Awesome. And what about the canine? Is he part of it too?
Oh yeah, gosh, of course, yeah. We've got 2 now, but at the time, a couple of years ago, when we started out on this silly journey, we had just the one, Amber. She's called. She's a 5-year-old Sprocker Spaniel. And she's a complete kleptomaniac, and the inspiration behind the game. Yeah.
Oh boy, well I guess we'll get into all that, but let's rewind a little bit if we could before that. How did you get into playing tabletop board games, Matt?
I guess we used to play the sort of typical fare of Monopoly and Scrabble and that sort of thing when I was growing up, but you know, we since we've had kids, we've been keen to sort of get into gaming, but we've been a sort of slow starters. So I suppose the first serious tabletop game we got would be Carcassonne, which I've sort of played to death, and the kids no longer want to play. And then we sort of branched out into things like Small World and Sheriff and fairly light kind of games. But you know, in the process of doing what we're doing now, We've started to attend conferences and really start to kind of just enjoy being in that community. And we've actually finally, my wife and I finally got something that we can share in common, which is playing games together. So we've got, recently bought Azul, which we love. Raiders of the North Sea. I don't know if you know that series of games to do with sort of Vikings and a lot of sort of worker placement type stuff. Really good fun. So that's kind of where that's the sort of level we're at. I'm not a quick learner of new games, but once I get into them, I'll love them and I'll probably want to play them to death.
Oh, there you go. So what are you playing to death these days? Is it Azul and the Raiders of the North Sea? Is that what you said?
Yeah, Raiders. Well, I mean, right now there's not a lot of time for doing other things, but Raiders is probably my favourite game at the moment. I just absolutely adore the artwork, and it's just quite an accessible sort of form of worker placement. I did play Quacks the other day. That was great. Quacks of Quedlinburg. Really enjoyed that.
What's that one about? I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah, it's a kind of medieval potion making kind of game, and you have to mix potions in a big sort of bowl. And if you add certain ingredients and too many of a certain ingredient, you end up exploding. So there's a kind of push your luck element in it, a little bit of kind of strategy. It's quite an accessible one, but it's really good fun. But a bit of a headache learning the rules without a video. That was our fault, not the game's fault. But a really good fun game, that one. I could recommend, definitely.
Well, that's good. And it sounds like there's another game you might be able to recommend. Word on the street is you recently created a game and it's on or about to be on Kickstarter. What can you tell us about Canine Kleptomaniacs, Matt?
Well, I think there's a clue in the title. We have, as I said, we have this lovely little Sprocker Spaniel. She's she's adorable and she's a major part of our family life, but she's a complete compulsive stealer of things. So first thing in the morning, the dogs trot upstairs. One of them says hello, jumps onto the bed. The other one, Molly, Amber, doesn't even say hello. She comes in, sniffs around, grabs what she can find, and then hightails it downstairs and then hides in a place. So my every day starts with, where are my slippers, or where are those socks that I put out. So that's the inspiration behind the game.
And I guess it's just gotten worse now that she has somebody work with her, somebody saying hi to you, and she can take off with the stuff a lot easier, maybe.
You have absolutely nailed it. That basically, there's the sort of the site. There's a kind of distraction, and we call her the assassin because she's just like straight on you, jumps up, and then that is a complete distraction technique basically, and it means that during that period, Amber comes in, swipes what she can, and then disappears. So, and she's also training the young one to also be a thief as well. So. Yeah, it's you're forever finding little piles of socks and underwear and all sorts of stuff lying around the house in different places.
Oh boy! And so you decided to make a game about that. So what can you tell us about the game?
It's okay. So it's a very light, sociable sort of filler gateway game. The basic objective is to collect and hide sets of things such as slippers, mangled old shoes, squeaky toy, grotty ball. That's the dog in the background having a scratch. Diapers. We call them nappies. You call them diapers. But you get the idea. So you're collecting like kinds of cards, and you're then you're hiding them in a little hiding place. Which these hiding places sort of crop up in the action deck. It's kind of driven by the action deck. Each card's got a little description of the action on it, which you sort of follow. There's sort of an element of take that, so you're kind of snatching cards off each other. It also brings in a little bit of trading. So you're trying to get sets. So you might hear a conversation like, has anyone got any pretty knickers? No, and then someone says, I've got some sweaty boxers. Or so you get these sort of silly conversations going on. There's a little sort of rock paper scissors battle type game in there. There's a card called the Fluffy Rumble, which means that everyone's cards has got to be shuffled up and then re-dealt out. And, if you're just about on the cusp of being able to collect a set that you can put down, it's a bit like Rummy in that sense. You have to collect a set before you can lay it down. You've got to collect 2 or more of a set of a kind to be able to hide them. And in the process of collecting in your hand, so managing your hand's quite important, you can have cards stolen off you left, right, and centre. So it's light, it's fun, it's meant to be sociable, sort of 2 to 5 players. Although to be honest, we've played up to 7 players, and it works well. So it's a good sort of party filler family type of game.
Awesome. What's the sweet point? Like you said, 2 to 5 players. Is there a sweet point on the players that you've seen is the best?
Yeah, I think sort of the 3 to 5 is really good. We say on the game that we want to keep it short because that's what a filler game kind of needs to be. So it plays in about 20 minutes if you do one round. But actually, you can extend that by sort of another 10 minutes or so if you do a second round. And if you bring in a second round, there's a little bit more trading kind of goes on, and the trading dynamic comes into it as you're trying to complete and maximize the sets that you've got. But at its heart, it's we're not pretending this is a sort of groundbreaking game, but it's darn good fun for all ages.
Okay, it sounds like it. So per se, me and you sat down to play Canine Kleptomaniacs. What's my turn going to look like?
So yeah, on your turn, basically there's 3 types of cards primarily. There are the action cards, which drive the sort of the main round. The collectibles, which are the things you're trying to hoard. And there's a little pile called the Master's Bedroom. There's also, because we're doing this through Kickstarter, we're giving people the opportunity to have their own dog on some of the cards. And we've got, so you basically play as a doggy character. So everyone has a doggy character card at the start. And that gives you little special powers like, collecting sweaty boxers. If you collect certain numbers of them, that'll give you more points. And you get little extra powers to do with some of the action cards. So everyone has one of those at the beginning. Everyone has 5 collectibles and gets 1 hiding place. The rest of the hiding places go into this action deck, which then gets obviously shuffled up. So it's all very random. And then basically you just take turns. So you pick up an action card, and I'll just pick up one now, for example. Wow, straight away, key to the Master's Bedroom. So go forth and fulfill your destiny, brave hound. 1 attempt to roll an even number or discard X number of cards for additional rolls. So that might give you the opportunity to get into the Master's Bedroom, where lie such treasures as the Master's Foot, which will get you 20 pooch points, or it's worth 2 mangled old shoes, or the dustpan of toenail clippings, which is worth 15 points, or some basic socks. So you've got this little deck that kind of is quite exciting to get into because it's got some juicy cards in it. But basically, you're taking an action card, following out the action, which could be pinching cards off another player, or it could be a kind of egalitarian type of card that everyone has to reshuffle, or there could be the plundering pooch card, which means that you basically have a rock, paper, scissors type playoff with another player. So Big Bone, Gnashers beats Tea-Towel, Tea-Towel wraps Bone, Big Bad Bone beats Teeth. So, that kind of silliness. And the other little gem in this game, certainly from the feedback we get from people, are 2 special cards that come out in the collectibles deck. One is called the Poo Pizza. There's a little story behind that, but it's worth minus 30 points. So during the game, when that comes out, you're trying to get rid of it, and everyone's trying to pass it on to someone else. So that adds a little fun to it. And then there's the ultimate pour of pilferage, which unleashes your epic pilfering powers. So this is worth 30 points at the end of the game if it's in your hand, but more than that, it gives you sort of powers to hide single cards instead of having to wait to make sets. And it allows you to do a couple of other things. So everyone's going to be trying to take that card off you. So there's that kind of funny take that element that kind of comes into the game as it goes through. And then you'll pull out maybe additional hiding places, and then you're trying to sort of build your sets on your hiding places to maximize your points. And if you've got the most points at the end, simply that's it, you win.
Well, it sounds pretty fun, that's for sure. And something else that sounds like it might be kind of fun is the story behind Poo Pizza. What's that all about?
Yeah, well, all I can say is to advise you never to leave pancake mix out at an accessible height where a dog can get hold of it, because the result is a pretty unpleasant mess about sort of 10 hours after the ingestion period. So I came down one morning after this had happened and found what I can only describe as a poo pizza in our utility room where the dog was sleeping. I won't go into the grisly details, but needless to say, there's a lesson there in making sure your pancake mix is well clear of your dog. It's not a pretty sight.
Yeah, most definitely. Did they not steal any slippers from you that day, though?
No, I don't. Well, I don't. There's always something every day. It's usually socks. It's usually socks or we call them boxer shorts. What do you call them? What do you call them?
Underwear or boxer shorts, yeah.
No, you have boxer shorts. Okay, yeah. So boxer shorts and socks. There's slippers usually are in the mouth when I come back from work. So when I've been out for the day, I come back, the dog's sitting there with a slipper in its mouth. That's the sort of favoured thing. But yeah, I start every day, literally every day, looking for my slippers, and I can never find a matching pair. I've had to buy extras,
Uh-oh.
so I've always got something on hand.
Yeah, it sounds like a pretty fun game. The art's cool, then scrolling through the page and whatnot. Now, I don't know exactly, I forget when you say you're exactly launching, so it'll probably be a little bit after this episode comes out. When are you launching this, Matt, in case somebody's listening before the launch time?
Yeah, sure. Well, it's R today, so it's at the moment it's 7:00 in the morning, 16th of July, Tuesday. We are launching tonight at our time, GMT, 7 p.m. So I haven't got the brain power to work out what that means for all you good folk in the US, but I know you have several time zones.
So it's about 12 hours. So it's 7 a.m. for you right now?
It's 7 a.m. in the UK here.
And you're launching at 7 p.m.?
7 p.m. tonight, yeah.
Okay, yeah, so it looks like about 11 a.m. No, let's see, 12 hours from now. Yeah, so about 11 a.m. Our time in the U.S., 11 a.m. Pacific time, if I'm looking at it right.
Yeah, sort of coffee break time.
There you go, 11 a.m. or what, 12, 1, 2, or 2 p.m. if I did my math right.
Yeah, something like that.
2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, so either coffee break, so there's no excuse, or your lunchtime. Even more time to come and find us.
There you go, most definitely. So if you like what you heard and everything, go ahead and click on our link in the show notes and check out their Kickstarter page and make sure you're back it so you can go ahead and make Canine Kleptomaniacs not just be a part of your dog stealing your stuff, but actually a fun game that you can take to game group and play with your friends as well. When it comes to Canine Kleptomaniacs, what makes your game pop, Matt, as one my audience should go check out, and if they like what they see, back it on Kickstarter today?
To be honest, the overwhelming comment that we've had is that people absolutely love the artwork. It's really fun. It's kind of quirky. It's got a sense of humor, the game. I don't want to take anything too seriously. I think there's too much seriousness around. So it's got some silly little quips and sort of dog-related puns in it. But yeah, if you like something that's really quick and easy to teach, a lot of fun and has a lot of social interaction, I think this is the sort of game that you should definitely have on your shelf.
There you go, most definitely. Like I said, go ahead and check on over the Kickstarter. And if this is before they launch, you can go ahead and click on the top left-hand corner of the page, and it'll say notify me upon launch. Mine already has the saved button showing up, but go ahead and click that, and it'll give you an email when they launch. So make sure you do that. Now, I know right now we're focused on getting Canine Kleptomaniacs to the backers and stuff, make sure we get it funded and everything like that. But is there any secrets of stuff you might be working on in the future for after the fact, somebody's listening later on down the road, Matt?
Yeah, actually there is. Basically this has been a sort of summer holiday project over the last couple of years where we generally go away in our caravan. And as happens a lot in the UK, the weather can be pretty dire. So, we've been trapped in our caravan over a couple of summer holidays. The other thing that we've been looking at is an add-on to this, which we're kind of tentatively calling Covert Ops, where basically it ramps up the the sort of the gadgets and the James Bond type references. So you've got Mutts on a mission. You've got what you had in this game, like the squeaky toy, is turned into some sort of super duper kind of sucker climbing device to be able to get into the Master's bedroom. The Master's kind of finally got fed up with all the stealing, and he's set laser entrapment devices and webcams up in the bedroom to sort of dissuade and catch you red pawed. So we've got a sweet little add-on idea with, again, some great sort of artwork. We did consider putting it in as a print and play within the Kickstarter, but it's not quite ready there with the rules and some tweaks that we've had with sort of play testing the base game. But yeah, that'll be a lot of fun if you like sort of James Bond and sort of Mission Impossible. We'll kind of add a little bit of that flavor to it.
Oh, there you go. Awesome. So yeah, we'll keep our eye on that as well. But yeah, like we said, right now we're focused on getting Canine Kleptomaniacs to the backers and getting that back so we can make it a reality. I don't want to keep y'all, I guess it's all day over there. So minus coming there over across the pond to stalk you in person, how will people go about keeping up with you and everything you have going on over there at Golden Ginty Games?
Yeah, well, I mean, we're pretty active on sort of Instagram and Facebook. We've got a website, www.caninekleptomaniacs.com. That's got links to all of our sort of social media bits and bobs, and also gives you a kind of summary of the game and a little bit of the story as to where we've come from. So that's probably as good a place as any to start.
Okay, and if you give me the links, I'll make sure I go ahead and put them in the show notes so people can just click on over. But like I said, we don't want to keep you all day, Matt, but we really appreciate you coming on Getting Geeky with Game Relief with us to talk all about Canine Kleptomaniacs that'll be on Kickstarter through. When's it going to be on there through?
Yeah, it's around that sort of first week of August, that sort of time. But obviously, we're hoping that by then we'll be clear of our goal and well on our way to making it happen. So yeah,
awesome. Yeah, so go ahead and jump on over if you're listening and back Canine Kleptomaniacs today so we can make it a reality. But yeah, I really appreciate you coming on the show to talk with us tonight about it, Matt.
Hey, I appreciate you fitting me in. It's great, and it's good to speak to someone across the pond. I don't have that opportunity very often. Hoping that this might change all that. Anyway.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, awesome. But we really appreciate it. You have a good day, Matt, and good luck on the launch.
Thank you ever so much, Blake. Much appreciated. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, sir. Wow, I didn't know canines could be such kleptomaniacs. Neither did I know how fun this game was. It sounds really awesome, and you're getting this at the time of launch or shortly beforehand. So if you want to go ahead and help make this a reality, make sure you check out their Kickstarter page and back it today so we can see Canine Kleptomaniacs become a reality in the gaming field as well as real life. Now let's go with Batterina Leaf. Where are we going, Batterina Leaf?
Kickstarter corner!
You've got dice. You've got plenty of solid colored dice. I knew that. But what you don't have enough of is multicolored dice. How could you? That's what I thought. Well, fret no longer, as Bryce's Dice are now on Kickstarter with Anthology of Dice The Beginning, which is a line of polyhedral dice sets with tricolor and dual color effects for Bryce's Dice. Y'all made tie-dyed shirts as kids? Well, now Bryce's Dice are going to make you the equivalent to bring to game night. If you like the sound of that, make sure you head on over to check out their campaign via the link in our show notes. If they get enough backers through this link, we might even do a giveaway with them over at thegiveawaygeek.com. Once you've backed it, make sure you comment on their Kickstarter page, letting them know that GamerLeaf sent you. In the near future, cloning dinosaurs is cheap, easy, and commonplace. As public demand for even state-of-the-art dinosaur zoos waned, underground fight clubs quickly became popular and began producing huge dividends. Trainers began making highly illegal genetic modifications to their dinosaurs' stock. Numerous high-profile accidents calls for international cooperation in regulating the new industry. With millions of dollars involved, several countries began to legalize prehistoric pit fighting. Specialized training schools appeared, and soon dinosaur fighting was legal worldwide. The Ultimate Dinosaur Fighting League was formed and in just a few years became the world's largest professional sports organization. The most successful dinosaurs and their trainers are some of the world's richest, most famous or infamous celebrities in the world. Will you be among them? Did that sound familiar to you? Well, good thing I'm here then. This is a story of Ultimate Dinosaur Fighting. It's a miniature board game for 2 to 6 players with play time of 30 to 45 minutes, no downtime, and no player elimination. If you dare try Ultimate Dinosaur Fighting, you'll step into a world where you control these ancient beasts, where every stamp of the foot, twitch of the tail, or flap of the wings could be their last. The game is easy to learn, fast-paced, quick to set up, has a high replay value, and is just great fun. You can play one-off scrimmage battles, a series of battles in a tournament setting, or use their campaign rules to run a stable of dinosaurs through an entire league season. You can add in mutations, tech upgrades, and training to ready your prized prehistoric gladiator to take on any beast in the pit. Sound fun? I thought so. So make sure you back their Kickstarter campaign for Ultimate Dinosaur Fighting before Thursday the 15th of August. Tell them GamerLeaf sent you. Long ago, there was a thriving kingdom of sprawling cities, breathtaking landscapes, and unparalleled magic, known as Everdell. It was a place of great wealth and diversity, powered by mystical orbs and elemental energy. At the height of its power, Everdell was destroyed by a cataclysm of magical energy. Left in ruins, the realms of Everdell were forgotten. Sound familiar to you guys? Well, good thing I'm here then. In the game of Dwellings of Everdell, you control a faction of mythical beings returning to Everdell to rediscover its treasures, harness its powers, and ultimately build dwellings. It won't be easy. Other factions have the same intentions, and powerful monsters still lurk in these forgotten lands. If you dare enter the Dwellings of Everdell, then you'll be able to enjoy this great worker placement, tableau, engine building, area control game that features dice-driven battles, unique factions with special powers, and highly interactive gameplay. Each time you play, the game will be different. Points are scored in a variety of ways, but are primarily earned by constructing dwellings, acquiring tableau cards, completing prophecies, and gaining elemental powers. Sounds like a game that GamerLeaf needs to play. If you feel the same way about yourself, make sure you jump on over and back Dwellings of Everdell before Thursday, the 25th of July. And if we be so lucky, we should be setting up a giveaway of Dwellings of Everdell with breaking games shortly, so keep an eye over at thegiveawaygeek.com for that to land soon. If you liked any of the games we talked about in today's episode, make sure you check out their Kickstarter campaigns to show them and us a little love. Backing them goes a long way. Plus, make sure to stay up to date on all the giveaways we're doing over at thegiveawaygeek.com. There will be at least 2 to 3 new giveaways going live over there next week. It's our least favorite time as well as yours. So until next episode, make sure you go ahead and get geeky, stay geeky, and bring others in the geek fold by sharing our episodes with others, as well as keeping up with the giveaways we're doing over at thegiveawaygeek.com. GamerLeaf out.
GamerLeaf levels up. Tune in next week to see if GamerLeaf's luck holds up.